Hey guys, how are you doing today? We are back with Margarita to healing series. We are starting or basically restarting. We had a couple of years ago lovely healing sessions, right? Where we healed the body, and now abundance is on. Welcome to Dreams Come True. Hi Margarita, how are you?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Agnes, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I can't wait. Again, hashtag next level, isn't it? We are in a new era, aren't we? Where our money system, financial system, wealth, abundance needs to be upgraded, right?
Yes, thank you for saying that. So, we are definitely back in the energy of Ibiza with our lovely, I don't know how to call it, project, I don't know, movement group, community, family, I have no idea. Dreams come true Ibiza. And actually, I would like to start with a funny story about this name. And I would like you to explain to the people that are watching or listening to the video why why we cannot create an Instagram page with this name or so please tell them because this is such a funny story.
Oh yeah, it wasn't funny at the time. It's only funny afterwards, right? I was so frustrated when we started last year, I think in the summer or and the end of the summer last year, the whole Dreams Come True Ibiza project, right? We feel that a new era is coming. We know that magic is out there, right? With all these amazing people, energy healers, and everyone, it's like just waking up. The common consciousness is just waking up to something more magical. And then we came up with the name Dreams Come True Ibiza, and then I was like, yes, it's available on all across the platforms. And I'm like, yes, domain is available, let's register it on Instagram. And I started creating the posts, and everything was fabulous, right until I think I was 3 days in or something. Facebook, Meta, shut down the account with the reasoning that we are claiming false promises. And I'm like, that can't be true.
So what is considered to be a false premise and promise is that dreams come true.
Not true.
So obviously, if we if we are living in a society in an energy cloud and surrounded by these beliefs and these limitations and conditionings that dreams cannot come true and you are not even allowed to say that on a social media page, well, that gives you the idea, and I mean, more than the idea of the world that we were living in. So, yeah.
It's funny and it's sad at the same time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it is very funny for us because we know that with the magic and the energies and the tools that we do use, that we have, and that we are connected to and that we are aligned to, we can do anything and we can go even beyond this kind of fake and stupid limits and beliefs. But it is very sad to see how these people, these industries, these communities, how they behave and what they are willing to go to. just for the status quo to be maintained, just to avoid the upgrading of collective consciousness and therefore preventing people to stepping to this energy and consciousness of, yes, you can really have and manifest whatever level of happiness you want and deserve in your life. So I mean, it is really sad because it is the expression of their human misery inside, of their scarcity inside, of the scarcity they choose to hold on to, rather than, just let the happiness, the abundance, the beauty, the magic flow for everyone, including themselves. So the first teaching here is if you are preventing someone else from achieving something good, well, that's exactly what you are doing for yourself. So, on this premise, on this introduction, I am really happy to be talking about manifesting an abundance today. So I will share with you some things that come actually from the Manifesting an Abundance class in Theta Healing, which is one of my favorite classes and courses. And it is very interesting because, of course, coming from the mindset that we all know about, when people attend these classes, actually all the basic Theta Healing classes and this one, most of the people, they are just asking for money. And when you're there and you teach these kind of things and you're like, okay, so let's talk about manifesting an abundance. So this is a class that you need to take after the 3 basic classes. So it's not the first one that you take in Theta Healing. So by the time you take this class, you should have learned that money is a tool. It is an artificial tool invented by humans and is not a universal law. So, why am I saying this? Why is this important? Because tools are just tools. So they are not how the energy of the creator is channeled, built, sent, and used to create the universe in a true and an authentic way. It's like saying, okay, the knife is a tool, and if I don't have a knife, I cannot eat anything. And it's like, are you sure? Because maybe, yes, a knife is very useful, is very handy, but I mean, you can eat an orange without a knife. You can use your teeth, for example. And I am not mentioning this example without a reason, because I also would like you to notice how many people have issues with their teeth. There is even a very scarce way of saying in Italian. I don't know how you can translate it into, for example, your own language or even in English. I don't know, but let me say that in Italian. Then I will try to translate. Chi ha il pane non ha i denti e chi ha i denti non ha il pane. Meaning, if you have your teeth, you don't have the bread. So you have the tool, but you don't have like the main piece for you to be nurtured with. And if you have the bread, you don't have the teeth. So if you have the nurturing energy, you don't have the tools to process and get it for you. And I believe this is a way of saying that should definitely be changed. What do you think? And I don't know, I actually don't know where it comes from, but you know, I just want to remove it. Because yeah, we can have the tools, we can have the energy, we can have everything we want and need when we want and need that.
Yeah, I think this is such a it's all the money issues, right? It based on such a huge thousands of years of conditioning, right? Where people were, you know, after or during the wars, people were hungry and so there is so much added to the money and the scarcity and the abundance is flowing or not flowing part, that it is such a huge conditioning. I can't name it properly or differently, right? But even when we are manifesting, and that's so fascinating for me what you just said with the people who quote unquote should know better, right? People who are actually learning and teaching and working with energies, right? Because even when we want to manifest, and I know we will go into the beliefs, but even when we are talking about money, right, we are coming from lack. And even when we want to manifest, we use lack mentality or lack language in order to manifest. Is that so? For example, I was listening something this morning, and they were like, if you write down your goals in I want or I need or I should have, that says to the universe that you are coming from a lack, right? And that will never be, or it is matched. Everything is matched what you are saying, right? It will be matched with the lack, with the need, with the should. So how do you put things? Is it something that we really need to unlearn and learn a new language, how we talk about it, how we phrase, for example, when we are manifesting?
Thank you so much for this beautiful question, because I see this in so many people, and not just the ones that come to the Theta Healing classes when we teach them or when we take them as practitioners, but also other people everywhere in real life, out there on the street, or your friends or your family. So and also I see, sorry guys, but I have to say that I see this in so many people learning about neuroscience. They are so much concerned about okay, PNL and the right word to say and affirmation, and I need to say the right thing for 21 times every day for 3 weeks or whatsoever, otherwise you don't get it, and blah blah blah. And it's so funny on the outside, because you see that this comes from the brain, from actually their great fear of not trusting the energy and the universe, because they, even if they try to use the right word, they don't trust it. So back to your question and to the answer. If you want, yes, find the most appropriate word that your feelings and emotions and heart are connected to in a very genuine way to express the thing that you really want. But the point is the energy, the intent that you put in this word. You can even just say nothing or stay in silence and manifest with the power of your thoughts, with the power of your energy. So, I mean, you cannot fool the universe around. I mean, you can talk and say whatever you want, but the universe is not actually listening to your words, is listening to your energy. So you can say that, I don't know, you want to manifest trillions of dollars for whatever it is, but if the story inside of you is a different one and you are just led by the energy of greed, the universe reads that. And be careful, pay attention to this. This is not preventing the universe from giving you the money that you're asking for. But the thing is, you are receiving what you are asking for with the energy that you use to ask for that. So, if you receive trillions of dollars with the energy of greed, what's going to happen next when you get your money with that energy? And I'm sure we will soon find out with what is going to be shown to us by the trillionaires that were able to receive and to become trillionaires with this kind of energy.
So does that mean, for example, if, okay, that the intention behind it, what is the intention behind it? But because we want things, right? We want things to feel certain way. And when we say, oh, I want a new car, right? It's like, is it bad? Is it coming from the leg that I don't have one? Or is it really the feeling behind it? I don't know. Right now, I feel like it's like, oh, it would be so nice. And I it's like, it would make me so happy to have a new car. Does that, okay, so that I would say comes from a right place, but then all these other things
So
in the background running the show.
That's a beautiful example, because a car, from the perspective of the universe, is just a tool. Is just a tool for you to move around, for you to, make your life easier. So there is nothing bad about wanting to own a car. Totally fine with that. Especially, by the way, if you live in cities and places that don't have a public transport, so the welfare of the community is not supporting you. So, yeah. But let's go beyond that. So, for the universe, is just a tool. So, why should the universe deny you the tool that you need to run a beautiful and happy and easy life? No reason why. The thing is, what's the energy that you put in asking or wanting a new car? Do you see the car for what it is? So just a tool, and it can be like the most beautiful tool that you want. So you may Imagine and ask for the most beautiful car that you possibly could imagine, and it's totally right. As long as you stay connected with the intent of your request. Or is your wish for a new car coming from a place inside of you that says, you know, only if you buy this car, you will be cool and respected by your friends, by your family, by the community. Only if you get this specific car, you will be, I don't know, seen as the most successful man or woman in the world, and blah, 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 and so on and so on and so on. And by the way, this is the marketing that we see every day for everything. So always remember, when you get things out of a marketing advertisement that is using these kind of energies, subtle manipulative energies, ask yourself some questions. And it is still okay for you to want that specific car in the advert if you really like it and if you get the message that I'm sending to you now. No problem about that. But if you are just being brainwashed, therefore you are wanting that car, well, you will get a tool that probably will keep you in the loop of brainwashing and manipulation by subtle messages.
Right, right. I let me go a little bit deeper, because with this car, I heard it somewhere, and please let's remove this because I don't want to influence people. I heard it somewhere and it stuck with me, right? What is the intention behind if I want a new car because mine is, I don't know, it's too old or something. And somewhere I heard, and it stuck with me. And since then, I am afraid to ask for a new car, because there was something with, if you ask for a new car, then the universe will make yours, I don't know, break down, right, in order for you to need to change it, right? So it was brainwashed in me, and I'm like, okay, I love my car, I really love my car, I want, a beautiful new one, but it's like, this one is good, why would I want a new one, right? So it's like the limitations and all these fears behind it has been even, imprinted in my brain by those who just wanted to help how to manifest better. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. So now I'm not wishing for a new car because I'm afraid that this one will break down before I can afford the new one.
Okay, so you can see another pattern of fear that is being created in your mind.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So now you are afraid to manifest a new car out of the fear of breaking the old one.
Yeah, for years now, basically. Since I heard that, it stuck with me, right? And every time I'm like, oh, I would love to, right? You're driving around and it's like, oh, that's so beautiful. I want one like that. And I'm like, no, no, no. I love this car because it's working and I don't want this
Okay,
to break down.
so Agnes, maybe you can test this belief. So we can also do a demonstration of how to test beliefs. Maybe you can test the belief, I am worthy of receiving something new only if the old version breaks up.
Okay.
Or is damaged or dies, or you know.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
There can be different combination for each person of these beliefs. So you choose. So my advice to the people, even when I teach, is always I give you a sort of general belief. Then, when you test it on yourself, just rephrase it and put the energy that resonates more with you for you to understand the the deepest belief that is possibly be inside of you and limit you. So you are free to rephrase that a little bit. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. And also it's like different. I noticed while I was doing something, I noticed that even a little bit of changes the wording. And I wanted to talk about that later on. It's like, how do you word these questions that you get the right answers? Because sometimes I think it's like, are we, I think I remember, let's say so, that we are always testing for positive and not for the negative. Is that true, or how does that work?
Okay, so most of the people, even in Theta Healing, we teach to test the beliefs in order for us to understand if we have them or not as a positive sentence. So maybe we can now do the demonstration because it is the easiest way to test it. Because you know, when you start maybe complicate a sentence with what you don't want or
Yeah.
don't not maybe it gets a bit blurred, so you may not be able to test it correctly. Of course, if you feel your body and energy system will not be confused by inserting no, not, negative
Don't.
parts, don't,
Can't.
you can test it. So just trust yourself. So when we teach people, of course, we teach at the basic level to test it in the simple, in the simplest way possible. So in an affirmative sentence, then you can clearly see if it is yes or if it is no. But actually, for some things and for some beliefs, you can have them inside of you recorded with let's say a sentence that uses negative words. So unless you test that, you will not get the real sentence that is recorded in your brain. So
Okay. But usually you guys have, whenever people are learning Theta Healing or when you are working with someone, you have a set of questions that you test with people,
yeah,
and obviously according to our
it's not
conversation.
even a question. You just say the sentence, like the one that we mentioned before. So we can now maybe do a demonstration, so it's easy to see for everyone. You just say the sentence, and when you say it, your body will react somehow. Of course, for people who are just starting testing these beliefs, we teach this very easy way by watching the body movements. You will know if it's a yes or no answer. But the more you do it and the more you connect with yourself, and the less you need to test it with the body language, because you get this sentence, this thought, this belief in your mind or in front of you, and you feel inside of you if it's true for you or if it's not.
I sometimes get the answer straight away, right? We had those moments where it's like you don't even finish the sentence, it's a no, right? It's like I
Yeah.
know that it's not true. So there are, before we go in there, right? It's based on kinesiology, right? That your body actually knows the answer and your muscles are basically giving you the answer, and it's for everyone. It's almost, is it the same way, isn't it? So when you are leaning forward, that's a yes. When your body is leaning back, it's a no.
Yes. So we use this system to check the beliefs, especially at the beginning, taken from kinesiology, because a lot of people, when they approach Theta Healing, they are actually scared of knowing if they have a belief or not, because they feel or they are afraid to feel ashamed if they find out that they have a belief. So sometimes the brain is getting into the testing because it says to you, no, 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 no. I cannot have this belief because otherwise I will be ashamed of myself. So the brain is actually correcting and interfering with the response of the body. And
Filtering through.
it is actually happening a lot at the beginning. It's normal. I mean, it's okay. It's part of the process. It's part of the process of discovering and talking to yourself. And this is the reason why sometimes you, as a teacher or a practitioner, when you have someone in front of you, you observe them when they test the beliefs. And even if it is a yes or no, you actually get the response from the full energy system or even from the creator, and he says, not really. I mean, there is something in here. And other times, the answer with the kinesiology test can be not super clear, because maybe you have a belief recorded only in some parts of your system. For example, you may just have acquired that belief on a genetic level, so it comes from your ancestors, but on your subconscious level, in your core level, that belief is not really yours. So the body is like, I don't know, because I feel it somewhere, but it's not really mine. So it's not really reacting. That are the situations, those are the situations where the kinesiology test is not very clear. And you, as a teacher or a practitioner, you see that, you get it, and you say, okay, so let's work out this belief a little bit more, because maybe it's not yours. It comes from let's say a collective consciousness, the social environment that you live in, the advertisement that you have just seen on the TV, or maybe it's the voice of your mother or your grandmother telling you that, but it's not something that is really belonging to you. So you just clear it. And by the way, I want you to meet my new magic wand that we are actually using for this clearing session, because we want to make this a lot of fun too. And we have this to clear the beliefs today, right?
Like this is my magic one, but that's I guess that's not for today.
well, we don't know.
Oh, well.
I mean, we never know what comes up, you know? Yeah.
Right.
So, because also we are at springtime, we are doing a lot of clearings. So, we just need to remember to clear our minds, our energy levels, everything that we cannot even see because it exists. So, yeah.
If we go back to the beliefs, right? So there are the things that we've learned and we have proven to ourselves, right? So things happened, and then now you believe because it happened so many times that you believe that because there is proof, right, in your life. Then there are those which are just DNA level, coming from ancestors, from the common knowledge and from the society, what they taught us. But it actually never happened to me, and I don't have the proof. But when you check the belief, then it's there.
So, yeah, we have different levels where our beliefs can be present and recorded, let's say. Generally speaking, we allow the belief to come and to stay in our energy field, whatever it is, when we believe that it is true. Most of the times, we get loads of beliefs from our parents, our grandparents, our teachers, when we are kids, because you trust these people unconditionally. So you are not questioning what they are telling you. The same thing happens with the television, with the radio, with an influencer that you really consider to be your inspiring person, your point of reference. So that person, when they get your trust, they can say nearly, I would say nearly, because you're still connected with your brain and your heart, they can say nearly everything to you, and that you will pick up as a true statement. And that will become a belief recorded in your energy field. Unless you are always aware that everything that is being said to you can be true, can be false, can be not true and not false at the same time. And you just put it in your investigation box instead of putting it directly into the false or true shelf in your brain. So, this society, unfortunately, and we see that with the kids, we see that with, well, you know what? Not really with kids, we see that with teenagers. This society basically is trying to deleting, canceling the I will investigate that later box and just leaving you with the true or false boxes. So it means that when you hear something, you have to, which is not true, you don't have to, put it straight away in the true or false shelf. If you do so, you are actually building your belief system in that moment. But if you put that sentence on hold, so you put it in the I will explore this later. I don't know if it's true or false. I will investigate later when I have time, when when I feel like I want to, and you just put it on hold. That statement becomes just a piece of information that you are receiving, but it does not become a belief in your system. So, what is the difference between a belief and a piece of information? A belief is something that your mind is using as a false or true reference point to build your visualizations, your emotions, your reality. A piece of information is just something that you have heard, that you have got in contact with, but it doesn't really influence your way of thinking in a deep way because you still don't know if it is true, if it is false, if it is relevant, if it is not relevant for your life. So it does not govern your mind. It's just a piece of information, it's just a statement. So this is a very important piece of information that I'm giving to you because this can be the basic step of you building your own discernment for everything that you hear, that you listen to, that you get in contact with. So a piece of information does not have the power to brainwash your mind, to influence your mind. Maybe it can inform you of something, but then you will decide if you take it, if you push it back, if you take it in as a true statement, as a false statement, or maybe as something that sometimes is true, sometimes is not true, depends on situations. So you are the one deciding all the time how you use that piece of information. If you just get it in as a true or false statement, you can see how it is influencing your thinking.
Yeah, just like this car breaking down and don't wish for new things, right? It's like, I know it is stupid, but still, it's for some reason at that point, maybe it activated my fears. I don't know. What's the reason why I took it on as a true statement? Why is that we are perceptive to certain things, sometimes more than other times? Or okay, when we are children, right, obviously you take everything in, but later on we should be
Yeah,
consciously.
yes. So the thing is, just to mention one false statement that neuroscience has been teaching students for ages. So, a false statement is that your brain doesn't really grow. You cannot grow a new neurons and neuronal pathways and blah blah blah. So you are born with this big brain, whatever size it is, and it stays like that. There is no way you can create new neuronal cells. So when you get brain injuries, you cannot grow your nervous system or your brain or whatever it is back again, and blah, blah, blah. This was a story that was written in the books for ages. At some point, they were able to demonstrate, even in the lab, that this, of course, cannot be true, right? Yes. So, back to the question. Going from kids to adults, of course, your brain, your neurons are growing. Your axons, synapses, all the structures in your brains and nervous system, they are growing, they are connecting to muscles, to organs, to everything. And this is the process that represents the wiring of your whole system: brain, body, heart, blood, fluids, liquids, energy, everything. So we are, when we grow, when we develop, when we live, we develop more and more interconnections with everything. So the way we are wiring our systems every day depends on the basic tools, building blocks that we are using to build the system. So if you are using some beliefs that are within your brain, within your cells, within your body as emotions, since you were a kid, and you don't clear them or transform them, or just tweak them a little bit when you understand that they were not really perfectly right, of course you grow with that building blocks, and you will have those building blocks when you are an adult. The point is, the more you develop and build wirings around these blocks, the more complex the whole thing becomes. So, I mean, if I have all these lights, and this is the, let's say each light is a building block, and this is my brain now, I mean, it's a bit more difficult for me to find what is the light inside of here, because to actually access that light inside of here, I need to, open this up and look at these lights, the outside layers, the inside layers, and understand how they are connected, who is connected to whom, and it takes a little bit of an effort to get it linear again, for me to clearly see the lights inside and how they connect to the other ones. Also, these, let's say, multidimensional model of lights is showing us very clearly that on a linear level, maybe this light can be very, very far away from this one. So you can think, if you just look at everything in your life on a linear way, that, oh, but this is so distant from that one, they are not really connected, they are not really influencing each other. But no, we are not living in a one dimension. We are living in a multidimensional world. So in a 3D setting, or even in a 5D setting or 12D or whatever it is, this can be very close to this one in ways that your linear brain, your linear mind cannot even understand. So this is the importance of the energy work that we do. We are accessing all the lights, all the building blocks that we have in our mind, in our brain, in our system, so that we know the linear structure, but also how they are wired in more complex structures. And this is what an advanced level of consciousness allows you to do. Very simple. So with, for example, Theta Healing, we can access all the lights inside, the building blocks, the limiting beliefs, let's say, inside. Not just the limiting beliefs, but also the good ones. We are just now focusing on the limiting beliefs because these are the ones that we think are preventing us from achieving what we want. But it is actually very important also to see the beauty of everything. So when you understand this very stupid but important example, you understand why you cannot make yourself think anymore that you are just living in a 3D reality, in a 2D reality, in a linear reality. No, I mean, even 5D is a limiting mindset, you know? I mean, there are no limitations to the complexity of the connections that we can create with the energy of the creator, the geometric structures that can come from the laws of the universe. So when you get into these things and you go back to your tools, money, knife, pen, pencil, single lights, you're like, oh, okay, now I get it. I mean, now I really get it. I mean, the level of complexity that you needed to understand was not available to you back in the days. Or maybe it was, but your building blocks were, let's say, influenced by not the energy of the creator, but different and lower energy levels that were making your super complex structure a simple one. Like, not that simple is bad, but in this example, simple is just linear and limited to this dimension. You cannot move further than this. So you cannot access and understand this level of complexity. It's actually the same with biology, you know. That's why I find it so stupid for scientists, because, I mean, have you studied biology and the making of proteins? So do you know that we start from a linear structure of a sequence of amino acids and blah, blah, blah. And then the protein gets created by folding a lot of parts of the linear structures into more complex domains and points. And these points are interacting with other parts of the biological body. And by the way, this is why when we modify the DNA and the protein sequence with gene therapy without knowing this, you are just fucking everything up, because you are not using the energy of the creator. You are just using the knowledge that you think you have to correctly amend and modify and tweak what you think is wrong. And this is why science will never be good enough to achieve the highest level of consciousness and understanding, unless you get that science is just a tool to help the brain that is not still able to understand this complex level. And science is just translating somehow this level of complexity into this, so that step by step we are getting there. But I mean, for me, this is now really easy to see. Back in the days when I was a scientist in the lab doing exactly gene therapy, modifying things and viruses, I didn't know anything about energy levels, theta healing, spirituality, consciousness. Nobody was telling me this. Yes, they were telling me the structures of the proteins, but nobody was putting them together with consciousness and everything we have just talked about. And this is why I would really like to bring this information into medical science too. Because if you don't get this piece of information, you will be a doctor, a scientist that is just using one small part of the tools that are available to you, and you will do no good to your people, because it is a limited tool, is just a tool, is not the law of the universe.
And you don't even translate it properly, right? Because science doesn't really understand the big part, the truth, right? It's like decrypting the Sumerian tablets, right? It's like you kind of have an idea what we are doing, but do we really know what's going on behind it? I don't think so. And we are just translating it with the tools what we have right now. Yeah, it is complex, isn't it?
It is complex, but it is complex because you don't have the tool to read the complexity.
Or you're not even open.
When you have the tool to read the complexity, it is simple. And you don't really have to do anything. So the tool is consciousness, the tool is intuition, the tool is what, for example, theta healing is teaching you to do. Theta healing is only teaching you how to remember these intuitive tools to read more complex levels.
And everyone is capable of doing that. You don't need,
Everyone.
yeah.
And we are just remembering this level of complexity and beauty that we probably forget about when we were in this dimension. So nothing more than that, really. It's so simple, isn't it?
It is. It sounds simple. You know, it's our brain, I think it's just conditioned to, oh, you know, it must be complex, and oh, it must be this and must be that.
Good. So you have found out the main belief, that is the fear of complexity.
Ooh. Mhm.
So if you are afraid of the complexity, whatever complexity means to you,
Mhm.
it doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
But if you are afraid of dealing with complexity, if you are afraid of dealing with complex situations, complex issues, complex matters in the world, first of all, where does this come from? And what is this fear preventing you from doing?
Lots
Tell
of
me.
things, I guess. Yeah, lots of things, right? It's like you, what do I do if I hear or see something complex, right? I need to stop and need to reevaluate, so I can't make decisions quickly. That's for sure. Where it's coming from,
Oh,
I don't
good
know.
one. You have found a good one. So when you are in front of complex situations, you cannot make
Quick
make a
decisions.
decision,
Yeah.
yeah, quickly.
Yeah.
Isn't that a good belief to work on?
Oh yes, it's good to work on it. Yes. Yeah, for example. Okay, so now that we are back in the belief realm, so basically the process is, in some way, shape, or form, you test the belief, you get the answer. We will use now the kinesiology and how do you call the technique, what we will demonstrate today?
It's just the standing up
Yeah.
testing. Yeah.
Okay, it's the standing up, but there are different ways to test it. I usually use a pendulum. There is this finger testing. I learned the finger testing, if you can push against, it's easy or hard, but I find it, sometimes I trick myself, I think, in there, or my mind is tricking myself. There is the, if you can open it or can't open it type of situation. So don't worry if you've seen different methods, it's the same. Your body actually can tell yes or no, without you thinking, hopefully. But we will demonstrate it. How are we doing it? How is it's like testing all the beliefs and then clearing, or testing, clearing, retesting. What's the methodology that we will be using now?
So I just would like you to show people who are watching the video how to test it, so they can test it on their own when they feel like they want to do it. And just remember that finding out that you have a belief is just finding out that you have a belief, so you can clear it or change it. So
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
be afraid of finding out that you have a belief. Don't be ashamed of finding out that you have a belief, because it's
Don't
just a
judge.
belief.
It's just that and I think it's cool that you find it out, because
Yeah.
somewhere it is holding you back, right? And you can change it now that awareness, right? When awareness comes, then you have the tool and the decision to make. Do you want to let it go, or does it serve you, right? But usually it holds us back, right?
Okay, so let's make a demonstration. Which belief do you want to test, Agnes?
Which belief? What was that? It's like I'm worthy of receiving something new only if the old is broken or damaged. Let's do that. Okay, so what we do, we need to hydrate ourselves. I learned that.
Yeah, just do it if you feel like
it.
Maybe that is a belief also, huh?
Maybe, yes. Okay, so I stand like this just that you see what's happening.
Yes.
I'm standing with my legs.
So, in order for us to understand the answer of our body, we just make yes or no, let's say, answer. So maybe you can say yes, yes, yes when you move forward, when you let your body move forward, and no, no, no when you let your body move backwards. So then your brain knows that your yes answer will be when your body will be going forward, and your no answer will be when your body is going backwards.
But your body, it knows, right? So I got the message straight away back in the
you
days,
know, but you have been doing this for a long time. So let's imagine that people have never done this. So you just need to set up your brain so that your brain is okay with what is going on. Your brain knows, your brain feels safe that we are not doing anything, dangerous or something. Sometimes, the fear of the brain is what is stopping people from healing. Yeah. So just,
it's not even real thing, right? It's just really perception. Okay, so what we do is
so you are now standing like in a neutral position, so just straight. So this is gonna be always the neutral position, the one that we are going to start from every time. So now, just to set up your brain on yes and on the no, just say yes, yes, yes when you let your body move forward. So just say yes, yes, yes when you do it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, then back to neutral. And then when you go backwards, you just say no, no, no.
No, no, no. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you want to double check it by saying my name is, and when you say the sentence, you see if your body moves forward or backwards. And then if everything is working properly, we are setting up correctly.
My name is Agnes. Yes, yes, yes. And my name is Marta. No, no, no. So yeah, your body is moving.
Okay,
yes,
great.
That's
So now we are ready to test the belief. So you can read it.
I'm worthy of receiving something new only if the old version breaks up or damaged. I am worthy of receiving something. Yeah, okay.
Not even finish the sentence. Okay. So now, well, this is a very clear situation. So definitely you have that belief somewhere. So we can even just work on that regardless of knowing in depth the level or levels that this belief is held in your system, or we can test it even more deeply. So we can say if you have it in your core level, in your genetic level, in the historical level, or on your soul level. So this can give you some bits of information, of additional information, if you like. So you just, if you want to do that, you just repeat the sentence, the belief, saying before the sentence, you just say on the core level and the sentence.
Okay, so then the first one. On a core level, I'm worthy of receiving something new only if the old version breaks up. On a core level, yes, I am. On a, what was the other one? DNA level? On a DNA
genetic level. Yeah.
Genetic level, okay, it goes on backwards. On a historical level, I am. Okay. I am worthy of receiving. And then what's the fourth one?
The soul level.
The soul level. On the soul level, I am worthy only of. No, yeah, obviously.
So
Okay.
it's only on the genetic and historical level. So let me also tell the people who are watching the video what these are about. So the genetic level, it is what you are basically getting from your DNA. Can be the biological DNA, so somewhere inside the cells or the body, or just the, let's call it quantum DNA, the energetic DNA, the Akashic records, whatever it is that is not like the physical DNA. Historical level can be an ancient genetic level, usually for as a, let's say, sort of teaching way, we say that genetic levels go backwards up to 7 generations, and from the 7 generation backwards, because it is starting to becoming quite far away, we put it in the historical level. But historical level is also the influence of the collective and social consciousness. So historical levels can be more complex. Yeah. The core level is your actually own system. So if you are, like in this case, not testing the belief on that, on the core level, it means that it's not really your belief. It just comes from something else or someone else. And the soul level, of course, is the full system of your heart, of your different energy levels, higher self, everything that is really connecting to you. So if a belief is not, if a limiting belief is not on the soul level, it is very easily like removable, like really like this. So a tip for scientists: you don't need all that effort to heal the DNA. You just need the creator. Ha.
Okay.
And it's free. And it's free. And it's free. And it's available to everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I would like to teach this in the school, you know?
For sure. Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a beautiful tool that is available for free to everyone. And it is actually within your divine sparkle. It is actually your birthright to use it, to know about it, and to remember all the beautiful things that we now probably still don't remember. So yeah.
Mm.
We need to.
Clear
We need to
that.
do some spring cleansing, you know, around
All
our
right.
energy fields and memories. Yeah.
And in May, we are actually starting a basic Theta healing course, don't we?
Yeah.
Where you can learn this if you are interested, if you want to do it for yourself, if you want to do it for other people, then join us live, and then we will be able to do this after the course. For ourselves and for our family. Let's heal everything
Well,
that's need
even
to be
even
healed
during the course,
during the course.
even during
Okay.
class, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
mean,
if you're
for example, the first exercise that you do
Mhm.
in the first class on the first day of your Theta Healing basic class is just using your intuition, so your, let's say, third eye vision. You can do a body scan to yourself or somebody else and see what the body of this person is showing you and telling you to be, you know, fixed, or to be changed, or to be transformed, or the body is showing you something that is working really, really well. So it is a positive feedback that we all need, and we need more positive feedback, by the way, because we have been taught about only focus our attention to the bad things and negative things, and nobody is really teaching us how to focus our vision, our intention, and our attention to the beautiful things that are already happening.
Yeah, true.
So this will be the very first exercise that you will do on the very first day. And when you do it and you see it for yourself, it is your own experience. You are like, okay, so why nobody has told me that for so many years? Yes.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
let's say the downside of Theta Healing is that you will discover all these tools and capacities and skills that you have in your brain and your body, and nobody told you about. Yeah. So you may become a bit angry about that. That's normal. That's a normal reaction, right? So don't worry. That can be like the flip side of the thing. But yeah.
But no one can take it away after that from you,
No,
and
no.
you can use it. Okay, so do we want to test or heal a couple of things that we actually went through,
Yeah,
or
so
how does it work?
this one belief that you have tested positive for on the genetic and historical level, do you think that you have your system and your brain have picked that up and kept it until today for a reason? It was serving you somehow?
Maybe as a kid, not to ask for certain things and be, the parents angry with me that, oh, I wanted to have something, but what you have is still perfect for you, right? It's like it's not damaged, or it didn't break, then why would you, right? Like, straight away, that was the kind of the conversation in my head that I had.
Good. Well done, you. So, how many times and how many parents, because they are afraid of spending money, they use this excuse for the kids who wants, let's say, a new toy or whatever it is, not to buy that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. the daily millions of times. I don't know, right? It's like straight away. Can you imagine from the 7 billion plus people on the earth, how many parents are saying that right now in this moment to the child?
Yeah. So let's go deep into this, because apparently it's just a stupid belief, but it is really not. And it is one of the root of scarcity in our lives. So, what is the fear behind this belief? So imagine you are a parent that is not willing to buy a new toy to your kid. Why are you not willing to buy a new toy for your kid?
Okay, first off, I guess it's the money part, right? And there are surface level things like you have enough and then there is no space to put them. But on the other hand, my first thought was, they don't have the money, the lack of money, they are running out of money, and they just don't want to buy another or pay for something that is not necessity, right?
Okay, so let's go deeper into that. So, how many levels of scarcity beliefs are emerging from this one belief? Scarcity about I have no money to buy something new. Scarcity about I have no space to put that new thing.
Yeah.
Because my house is too small.
Yeah. Or I will not play with it anyway as a child, right? It's like it just goes to the other side. So it will not be used. So the money and the perceived value.
Stop on that. That's a good one. That's a good one and a very common one. So, why, in this very common perspective, something is valuable only if you use it?
Mm.
And can you see how many things and thoughts and beliefs are connected to the thing that you only have value if you are used?
Yeah. Or it justifies the value. It's not for fun, right? So nothing, don't give hard-earned money I sacrifice so much time and effort and fun for. Don't give it out to something that brings you joy only.
Exactly. And also another deep one is your value is only in the use that I can make out of this thing or person, and not in the essence of the object or the person.
You mean? What do you mean?
Let's think about a professional. You are valuable as a professional if I can use you for something.
To make
If
more money, for example, or yeah.
if you are not helping me with something I need, you are not valuable. I don't value you. I don't pay you. You are nothing. You are a bad professional. So I don't see the essence of you as a person. I only value what I can get out of you. So I'm treating you as an object and not as a divine being. And actually, even an object is a divine being. This can be a magic wand. It's not just an object.
Yeah.
So Can you see how deep it goes when you really
Oh,
think
yeah.
about it? And just to mention that we are not even in the theta healing meditation yet. We are just using
Logical.
higher levels of perspectives and consciousness here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We are not even doing the meditation yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And can you see how many things we have found out?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I have this thing with sacrifice as well, right? You need to sacrifice certain things in order to get the, I don't know, the value and what you value and how you value it. And things that are easy for me, right? I don't value it as the things that are hard for me. But in other people, I overvalue it because it is hard for me. You know what I mean? It's like I don't deserve as much money for things that I enjoy and that it comes to me, although that's what the whole, create your own business is based about, right? And then you need to sacrifice certain things in order to get there, like with the toy or with the things that you haven't received as a child. You overvalue it because you couldn't get it. Oh my God, that's deep. Mm.
So, can you understand where the energy of greed comes from?
Yeah, kind of, but that's yeah.
So, what is the lack, the real energy that is lacking in someone who is really, really looking and wanting money as the only thing for them to feel valued? What is really lacking?
I guess self-worth, but abundance. Why we are here today? Is it, yeah,
Yeah, but abundance
the
of
flow
what?
is not there, so I lose it. I need it because if I'm greedy because I want it because it has a meaning for me, right? If I have it.
Exactly. Good. So, what is the meaning of money for someone who is really greedy?
Power, choices, control. It could be. I know it's not a positive part, but these are the things, right? If we are talking about greed, then power, control. What else? Those things.
And
Safety.
okay, safety.
That's for me for sure, right? It's like
What
the
else?
safety, security, choices, options. What else?
Good. So now tell me.
Hmm?
So now tell me about safety and security. How can money buy you and make sure you always have safety and security? Only with money. If that was the only tool you have, like you imagine you are beyond a trillionaire, like you have
Oh,
all the money in the world.
okay.
How does this make you feel safe and secure?
You can buy security, right? You can buy secure places. You can buy certain services that help you. I don't know, that those are
Okay.
the things, yeah, that came to me straight away, yeah. Because I'm afraid of something, obviously, yeah. Yeah, but right now I'm afraid as well, right? So it's like whenever you will be always afraid. Or my brain now, without knowing how to be a trillionaire, is afraid of certain things, losing
So
it. losing something else.
So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
good one. So, is that amount of money removing your fear?
I can't answer that because I'm not there, but
I
I
know.
guess I will have different type of fears, right? It's like, why are people with me? I can lose the money, and then I fear that I lose the lifestyle what I've created, so on and so forth. So I guess fear is inevitable, is it? I will tell you when I'm there.
No, you know why? Because you will be there from a different energy. The thing is, if you are, and it goes back to the beginning, if you are manifesting money or whatever it is from an energy of greed, insecurity, unsafety, lack of love, lack of worth, lack of value, lack of recognition, whatever it is, you can buy like a bunker.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy a lot of bodyguards. You can buy whatever
Food
you want,
supplies, yeah.
but do the bodyguards, for example, really remove inside of you the feeling of being afraid of dying, of being killed?
I guess it is in some way, shape, or form, but most likely not. I'm not sure. I'm not afraid of dying, and I can't relate to
I
that.
know, I know.
But yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
bringing
yeah.
some topics on the table. For example, when we see videos or pictures, or we listen to stories of let's say the president of the United States of America, so the most important and protected person in the world, with loads of secret services and bodyguards everywhere, being killed. What does that mean? What is this showing us, really?
Yeah, right. That's, yeah. If it needs to happen, it needs to happen. But yeah, I don't know. It gets to the point where, everything is possible. Of course, of
And
course.
that is actually a law of the universe, that everything is possible. So it is possible for you to be killed, even if you have all the whole world watching
Protecting
after you.
you. Yeah. I see.
But it is also always possible to create good and positive things. It depends on the energy that you put behind your decisions and manifestations. So, for example, I can say that um, I don't know. I buy or I pay 10 bodyguards just because I like to have, let's say, 10 people always around me, so that I can talk to them, I can relate to them, I can ask them, pieces of advice. But it's not out of the fear of dying or being killed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of situation will I manifest?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So the it's like what we started with, right? It's like the lack mentality and the energy behind it. If I'm afraid of something, then that's what I will manifest, even if I hire people, even if the window is bulletproof, right? The fear inside of me, and maybe someone, I slip and I break my neck in the bathroom, right? delete. But is it where we are going?
Yes, so this is just to say that um, the importance of seeing and understanding the beliefs, the building blocks of your wiring, is because you can understand and also clear, transmute, change, upgrade the energy level of your lights within your wiring. So this is important. So don't be afraid of knowing yourself, because to know yourself is really all about this. So, for anything, whenever you understand that you are making a wish on a pure intention that is really building up to joy and happiness, so they are all energies in the field of abundance and goodness. And you know when it is, when your chest, when your heart is opening up, that is the abundance. When you are in any scarcity, fear, like closing, shutting down energies, that is scarcity, that is fear, and that is not the energy of the creator giving you, bringing to you all the joy and happiness that you really are asking for. And so the other part I want to bring into this talk is the part about trust and faith and responsibility. So a lot of people at the end of this talk and exercises and even theta healing sessions or classes, they say, okay, but then it means that we don't really have the free will and everything is, predestined and is pre-written and we cannot do anything and blah, 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 blah. So, do you believe this is true? Do you believe it's false? Do you believe it's 50-50? It's your set of beliefs again. But the point is, I do believe that some, let's say, milestones in our lives are there. I mean, I do believe there is a plan with a sort of milestones or basic building blocks that we need or we get in touch with or we deal with when we live our lives. So this can be like the faith. So this is also the faith and the trust that are keeping you in an uplifted vibration and in a positive mindset, even when apparently everything around you is falling down. And I do believe that there are some things that are meant to be yours or to come to you, and they will. On the other side is the responsibility that you have stays in the energy and intention that you charge your path with. So, why are you choosing to do or not to do something? Why do you see that vision and do you trust it? What do you feel inside? What do you feel inside is the best way of doing it? Even if that is not the easiest one at the very moment, even if that is not the mainstream way of doing it, what is your core system telling you? The true one. Core system, soul level, because maybe you are still not understanding if the voice that you hear in your head is a programming coming from the historical level, the social consciousness, the genetic level that you are part of, or if it is really your core and soul. So this is what it is really important. And when you know, because you just experience it for yourself, and this is what we're going to do now with this meditation, the Theta Healing meditation, so you can actually test it, experience it on yourself. It's not just me telling you something, it's you doing it and you feel it, you experience that, and then you decide if it's true, if it's false, if it's good for you, if it's not good for you, whatever it is. Once you know that, you trust that your system, your core system and your soul level is always telling you the truth for your highest and best, because they are always connected and working with the highest energies of the creator, of the abundance, of the love, of the joy, of the happiness. And in theory, your biological DNA should work for that as well. But maybe the physical body is wired in some ways that are not really like the highest and best for this to be working as a nice, um, line of lights. So on this 3D reality, maybe we need to, do something with this on the physical level. Even if we know on the energy level, the light inside these things is beautiful and amazing, regardless if you put it this way or like this. The light inside is the same. So when you really take the chance to go deep inside of you and explore the real intentions, the real motivations, the true motivations for which you are charging your actions and thoughts with some energy or some other energies, you look inside of that, you understand where that is coming from, and you say, oh yeah, of course I'm so greedy about this thing. Of course I'm so attached about that, because in that moment, let's say back in the days, in a previous life, yesterday, 1 minute ago, or maybe even in the future, because you are already envisioning and creating with your wired mind a future that is not good for you, whatever it is in the past, the present, future, you are like, okay, now I get where this is coming from. And the power that you have now is to take, let's say, the magic wand, the energy magic wand, or the physical one. You cleanse the beliefs, you cleanse the lights, the building block. You can even, replace them. Maybe you say, oh, this is a pink light, I want a blue light, so I will replace it. That's totally fine. You can do that anytime. So you can replace, transform, change the beliefs that you don't like, and therefore you can build something different instantly. That is the manifesting and abundance class in short. So, for example, Agnes, back to the belief that you were testing. We said that you were testing that on the positive, for that belief on the genetic and historic.
Core and historic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what is a sentence, a belief, an affirmation that you want to replace this belief with?
Now, that's another question, right? It's like, am I doing the highest and best if I'm replacing these, right? Or do I trigger something new? For example, here, I would be, it's like, I'm worthy of receiving anything, I really want. But what is that I really want? Or what if I need something, then am I worthy receiving something that I need as well? Or if I want it, it's already a need as well. Or if I say it like I'm worthy of receiving something that makes me happy, then what is with the things that doesn't make me happy, but I want them, right?
Perfect.
I'm
So can you, let's start with the first step. Can you write down the new belief, like the first sentence that you said?
Okay. I am worthy of receiving anything I want, anything, or it wasn't want, was it? It won't want anything I want. End of story. Period.
Good.
No.
Next one.
Next one. Yeah.
Next one. What is it that you really want?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question, right?
So write it down, because it is part of the process. Also for the people like going through this video.
Yeah. Things like I want a new car, I want to have a things, or what do you mean? It's like so everything, let's write down everything what I want, or just the beliefs what come up, you mean?
No,
everything what I want.
I mean,
what I want. Okay.
You want to manifest what you want, right?
Yeah.
I think. Or you tell me what you want to manifest.
I would love to have a new garden, completely new, redone new garden. I would love to have a car, right? I would love to have a new bedroom. And stuff like that, right? Yeah. Or we are going as far as we can.
Yeah, of course. And maybe now you may not know something that you want tomorrow or in a month or whatever it is, right? And maybe in a month, if you look back, you may discover that something that you want today was not what you really, really wanted.
Yeah.
So this is another key point. Sometimes really knowing, and please take note of this, sometimes really knowing what you want can be tricky. This can be a belief. This can be an information. You take it as you wish. But I want to highlight the word knowing what you want.
Okay.
My suggestion is to replace the word knowing
Okay.
with the word feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me, what is the difference in
My
your
first
opinion? Yeah.
my first thing was, it's like I feel loads of things during the day. I'm not sure if I want to manifest everything that I'm feeling. But that's on a different side. But what is the difference without really knowing what you want and really feeling what you want? I guess feeling positive things.
So you have already gave me a very good answer. How many people are afraid of their emotions?
Oh yeah. Oh
How
yeah.
many people are afraid of their feelings?
And expressing and feeling the feelings, feeling the emotions, right? It's
No,
like,
but just stay in the first one, in the first level. How many people do really trust their feelings and emotions? How many people are scared of their feelings and emotions? And why? Why do you think we are all afraid of feelings and emotions?
I think we are taught, right, not to express your emotions, because then you get judged. You shouldn't feel, you shouldn't cry, right? That's the first for men. You shouldn't cry in front of other people because that shows weakness. Don't act like certain ways in a grocery store because what would other people think, right? All those things where the adults, I guess, couldn't manage even their own feelings and not even know how to manage the child's feelings, or they were angry, busy, whatever, and they couldn't deal with certain things what the child goes through. And then we learned bad patterns, I would say, to express or suppress those feelings.
Cool. Thank you for that. Now, back to basics. These are all beautiful stories that we tell in our mind to justify the fear of feelings, emotions, and above all, the need of having to be in control of feelings and emotions.
Oh.
Why? Because what happens? Let's imagine, let's go back to when we were kids. You as a kid, you really trust your feelings and emotions because you don't have the knowledge.
Yeah.
You don't have the knowledge, meaning the information that people are giving and teaching you this kind of knowledge. So you believe that, yeah, you need to listen to adults because you don't have the knowledge. So you have to trust what adults are telling you. And this is where sometimes you get fooled by their beliefs that you take as truth, absolute truth. The second one is, okay, they tell me I don't have the knowledge, so I have to trust the adults. So you are already, can you see that? You are already deleting from inside of your brain that you have the knowledge. So you are also probably canceling, freezing, forgetting the knowledge that comes from the higher consciousness and other levels as well, because they are all connected. So you are already in the counseling, in the, let's say, knowledge counsel process. On the other side, you say, okay, so inside of me, they tell me I don't have the knowledge, so I need to trust someone else. So already a side of you is being disempowered greatly, greatly. And the disconnection with the highest knowledge and consciousness is being created. On the other side, you're like, okay, so what else can I use? I can use, my body, my perceptions, my feelings, my emotions, that I can feel them. I mean, I know they are real. I can feel, I can relate to them. So mom and dad tell me all the time that they love me. So I'm sure that I feel that I really want something and I tell them, they will sure give it to me. And then you go for it. So you see in the shop like this beautiful thing. And, when you see it in the shop, you say, it's just beautiful. It's funny. I like it. I want it. And you go to your mom or to your dad and you say, that is a beautiful thing in the window shop. I like it. I want it. Can I just get it, please? Because of course you have been told that in order for you to have something, you need money, and only your parents have the money. So again, you have been disempowered, right? On another level. Programming about the scarcity of money. Yeah, good. So it goes back to greed also. And then your dad or your mom says, no, you cannot have it because it is too expensive. I don't see any helpful use of this object. I don't see the reason why you should buy it. I have already bought you something else yesterday or last week or 5 minutes ago. And you're like, okay, so I cannot even trust my feelings because it's not true that mom and dad love me, because otherwise they will not say no to this thing. Because if it is true that they always say, oh, it's for your highest and best, it's for your happiness, it's for your good, it's for whatever it is not true, because they are making me sad. So what is the wiring that is being created in the children's mind and feelings by this programming?
So lots of entanglements, right? That it's like everything is just removing you from the source. Everything is just putting you into different boxes and getting smaller and smaller. Just like when you were talking about this, I'm like, oh my God, every step of the way, right? Every day, and you don't even realize and recognize that. Oh.
So back to the kids, the kid in the example. So you have been disempowered because you are a kid, you don't have the knowledge. You have to trust adults, they know better. And you're like, okay, so that goes I don't have the money as a kid because the money are owned by my parents. And by the way, if like in the Mediterranean culture, most of the time, but maybe this is a topic for another video, the idea is that the father is the one bringing the money home. It is also connecting to the association of, okay, only the father is owning the money, so is deciding about how to spend it. And it's a very it's a very entangled similarity with God. So God is deciding what I can have, what I can get, and it's up to him, the Holy Father, the Pope, the religious leader, the king, the president, the government, whatever it is. So another authority outside of you, because you don't have the tool. So you don't have the money, you don't have the tool. So can you see how much disempowerment we are creating here? And then the last thing, the last resources you have inside of you is your feeling, perception, and you say, yeah, but I trust that they really love me, so they will never make me cry and blah blah blah, and they will make me happy and blah blah blah. So they will find a way to get this to me. And by the way, I know this is very important to me because it is a very powerful magic wand. But if I tell them that this is a very powerful magic wand, they just, dismiss me as, that's stupid things, that is just childish and is not real magic and is not true. Dreams cannot come true. Magic doesn't exist. Magic wands and blah, blah, blah. And so you're like, okay, so they don't get it. They don't see it. I see it, but okay, I need to trust them. So this maybe is not the magic wand anymore. So you are also being removed from your own magic and your own knowledge of magic. And the last thing is your feelings, perceptions, emotions that are betraying you, because you say, yeah, but if they love me, they will get this to me. This will be with me somehow. And when they say no, 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 and even if you cry, even if you are desperate, and maybe you are desperate not because you are throwing tantrum, but because you are like, okay, so I cannot even trust my emotions, my visions, my knowledge, my nothing. Who am I supposed to trust? Who are you supposed to trust in this awful process? Only the owner of the money. Because in this awful process, only the owner of the money can give you the happiness that you are asking for. So can you see this?
No wonder.
No wonder.
No wonder. And how often does it happen, right? That the shop owner is just like, here you go, just because I can give it to you, right? When the clients, when the parents doesn't want that, right? Or when the grandparent says that, okay, here you go, but the child already went through all of that, right? Or stealing becomes an issue.
So So when Instagram is not allowing us to create a page saying dreams come true Ibiza, because dreams come true we cannot say because it's not true. Can you see this?
Hmm. Okay, so what do we do?
So usually in a healing session, you would be like, okay, so you want to go very deep into this, you can heal your trauma, because of course in that moment that kid is having and experiencing loads of different levels of traumas on many things, on many points of view. And on one side of the healing, you were like, okay, now that you have seen the pictures, now that you have seen the full thing going on, just remember where we started. So just try to be, just connect again to your heart, to the real knowledge that you really have, despite all the wiring about this. And look at your parents and ask yourself, why are they so afraid of the money, of the fact that if they buy you one more thing, you will be spoiled and become a hopeful person? This is not the truth, by the way. Why should you be an awful person just because you have something that you really like and makes you happy? Because if you are adding energy of happiness, you are just becoming happier and happier. And maybe, you know, you can share the happiness with other people who are less fortunate. But no, because if you are in the scarcity mood and in the greedy energy, you will never share anything with other people, because you are afraid that what you finally manage to get will be taken away from you. If instead you are grown with, yeah, of course I can have this, yeah, of course I can have this, yeah, of course we can all share, it's normal and I will never lose anything, there is no greed, there is no selfishness, and it's just a loving community of people sharing happiness in all ways. So when you see that 40 years after that trauma as a kid, using Theta Healing, using your discernment, using the help of the creator, your guides, your magic wands, or whatever it is, you are like, oh, okay, I see now how my wiring is done in pain and suffering rather than with joy and laughter and happiness and love. And you know what? I just want this. And now I can just change it. So I can just buy it. I see it. I know I like it. It makes me happy. I know it is a magic wand, also because you know you can charge anything, any object with a special power. So everything can be a magic wand. You don't need a magic wand because you are your own magic wand, that we know. But still, it's nice. And you know, sometimes your brain, your linear thinking, they need some 3D objects to understand what's going on. Your intuition, your consciousness, your soul, your higher levels, they know already. But the thing is that your 3D reality wired in this way has been a little bit, disconnected from that source of light. So, yeah, it's time to cleanse and clear all of this. This was just an example of something that is very common for so many people, so deep and still and yet not understood by so many people, that I had to create this video today. Because for me, this was the only way that I could find. Maybe, Agnes, you will find some other ways. Somebody else watching this video will just, get a creative idea to develop something different in their own way to share these messages and this healing across. And actually, you know what? We don't even need the Theta Healing meditation, because once you know it, once you get it, once you see it, and you decide that you are done with this, you just want the beauty and the joy. You just say to the universe and to the creator and to the energy of all that is, this is what I want. I want to change this limiting belief with this affirmation, but also is the feeling that you're putting. So, yes, give attention to the words. That's sometimes the first step for very logical and, brains that need more step-by-step processes. But if you're really getting what we are saying, you just need to do, I can just change it like that, even without saying the new affirmation or the new belief. Because I feel the energy, I want my system to be filled with that energy. I don't even need the words, I just need the feelings. And this is the reason why it's so important to be connected again with your feelings and emotions. And this is why this, transhuman robotic society is preventing you from being in touch with your emotions, and is teaching you how to control and manage your emotions like it was an object or a dangerous object to deal with. And no, this is not the truth. So that's the healing. So, creator, energy of all that is, let's do the highest and best and easy and joyful healing about all these scarcity beliefs, all these scarcity wirings for everyone in the whole world and in the universe that is ready to receive it. And is done now. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you. Yeah, and you just need to believe it, don't you? You just need to really accept that it has changed, because our logical mind, and when you said it's like we don't need the healing, and you don't need, and not the healing, that you don't need to affirm, because you have seen how I went into my logical brain and, oh, this is not good because of that, and instead of that, it's just go away and just really connect back to your body and feel the good. And that eliminates all the overthinking. As it is.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
So the good things about knowing yourself on these very deep levels is that it is really so simple to heal. Mm-hmm. Once you get it without the fear of getting it, you see it, and you can just change it. You can just transform it. You can just, replace it with what you want. And that's it. Everything is possible. So how can we teach Instagram that dreams come true?
Yeah, right. That's a good question. That's a good question. We just need to remove it from their
So
consciousness.
so let's do a healing on Instagram then. So tell me, Agnes, how in a positive way, in their perspective,
Okay.
in the Instagram perspective, what is the positive way that the belief that dreams come true cannot happen? No, actually, it was dreams come true Ibiza. It was dreams come true Ibiza, or dreams come true, generally speaking.
Ibiza, yeah. But it was because of the dreams come true, right? So that's a false promise, doesn't matter in which way, shape, or form you use it.
Okay, cool. So dreams come true, generally speaking. What, in their perspective, in their Instagram perspective, how is this serving them in a positive way?
I think they're thinking that they don't want people to deceive Instagram users with false promises. So they don't want that people with bad intention, but they don't know your intention, right? So that's the thing, that you spread the word that dreams can come true and people get disappointed.
No. So
No.
what happens to Instagram
If dreams can come true?
Yeah.
People won't be on Instagram. Or maybe they will. Maybe they will. I don't know what's there.
So what's the fear? What's the fear of Instagram people if dreams come true?
I don't know. If my dreams come true, I post more about that, right?
Oh, Agnes, put
I can't.
yourself in their limiting belief. So you are not preventing me from using dreams come true. So put yourself in the mindset of someone who is preventing me or you to say that dreams come true. So what is the fear?
I don't know.
What are they afraid of losing if dreams come true?
You mean like their control of people? I can't even think about that. That's the only thing I can think of, that they don't want other users to think it's misleading. That's the only thing I can think of. Or are we going into conspiracy?
Okay, I don't know.
No.
We are going with the creator here.
Okay.
Okay. So they don't want people to be okay. So where does the belief that dreams come true is a lie?
Yeah, right. Yeah, so they generally don't believe that dreams can come true. And that's why they don't allow other people, because then it comes from a good intention. Don't deceive
Beautiful.
others.
I love that. So you know that much better than I do because you are an amazing social media manager, director, creative, whatever you want to call yourself. So you know it much better than me. How genuine and authentic are Instagram profiles if compared to real life of the people who are posting on Instagram?
Yeah, okay. Instagram is the platform for, showing one side, the best part of your life. It's been famous for that. But let me be the advocate here a little bit. It is just a freaking platform. So what people are using it for shouldn't be, determining, although
I
they need
love
to
it,
put,
Agnes.
okay.
I love it because this goes back to Instagram is a tool.
Yeah.
Is a tool, is not God, is not the ultimate truth.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just a way of communicating something.
Yeah.
But are people using Instagram this way? Or are people using Instagram to show off something that they are not?
Yeah, yeah, and feed some certain needs
So,
with. Mhm.
so between me, you, and the Instagram, who is lying to their audience and public and
Yeah,
users?
right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You
I
know
don't.
that actually I don't even use Instagram.
Yeah, I know.
So tell me more about this.
What about this? Yeah, it's the intention of
Tell
the
me, you
users.
know that, you know that. Tell me, how many followers on Instagram profiles are true or fake profiles?
Yeah, tons of robots, tons of robot messages, robot comments, tons of it. There was an era, right, where accounts have been created, and once those fake accounts have been removed, then people lost most of their followings and stuff, right? And then the famousness dropped and so on and so forth. So there were so many eras, and I think this deception and false claims, right? We had the clickbait era back in the days when everyone was like, oh, you promised something but didn't deliver. And then those people, and we are now the people who are trustworthy and saying their own truth, although who says that people don't say their own truth, but that's a different conversation. We are now damaged, or we are now restricted because other people ruined the reputation of dreams coming true.
So,
Yeah, it's
so
deep.
tell me,
So tell me.
how does, because you know that, so you can explain even to the people who are watching this video, how does Instagram earn money?
Yeah, from advertisement.
And how is that working?
Yeah, the more you are on the platform, the more advertisement you see, and then companies outside of Meta, so the users actually create those advertisements. So the more people are there, the more advertisement is consumed, the more money they earn. So they want you on the platform.
And can you explain us how the influencer part of it comes into the picture?
What do you mean? If you reach a certain number, then so many people are watching you that your word becomes a belief, and your life becomes something that other people want to copy. I'm not sure where we are going with this, but I hope I answered the questions. What you
Yeah,
want? Yeah.
so if I become an influencer on Instagram because I
Oh yeah.
buy many fake followers,
Mm.
people would
You
think
think? Yeah.
that I am very trustworthy
Yeah.
because I have so many followers, and so they too have to believe in what I do say, in what I do suggest, in the products that I promote, and so on and so forth. And there you go with your fake lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah. And then you are rewarded for that, because then other brands find you and want to give things to you to showcase, because then they want to have from that trust as well something, right? So it's like a whole lifestyle. I think a whole lifestyle business industry was born out of this. Yes.
Yes. So I will tell you something without mentioning any names.
Please do.
No, I will not. But I know not just one, actually, but more than one. Kids of famous people, big influencers on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. It is actually a true and sad story that are not bullied, but not included and not loved as they would deserve to be by other kids and families, for example, in their class at school, because the genuine people that can see and read the behaviors of the so-called influencer are definitely not resonating with that way of being an influencer. So the kids themselves and the families, but also the kids nowadays, not just the families, they don't want to play with these kids.
Oh.
And the kids, they don't know anything about the parents, but they just read the energy. Mm-hmm. And this is a very sad story because the children of these people should not be treated this way just because of the behavior of their parents. And this goes also to the healing of the genetic line and blah, blah, blah. So when you look all of this in a very deep way, also from a bullying perspective, you see that actually this way of being a fake influencer led by the marketing and fake values is not really paying off as you were told it would have been.
Or long term, it makes more damage.
Yes, to you, to your kids, to your reputation, to your daily life, and maybe to your health, to your wealth, to everything really, to your general level of joy and happiness. So I mean, I don't want to name anyone because these stories are actually very common, but of course they are not on Instagram.
Yeah.
So you don't know about this because you would think that the luckiest kids could be or should be the children of very famous people.
Oh, it's never true, is it? Oh my God. Yeah. There was a time, wasn't it, in the 90s or early 2000s, right? When all of these, or at least that was my age when I became exposed, I guess, to these stories, right? When all of these Hollywood celebrities and their kids and how they are all addicted. And then we blame money back in the days as well, right? That famous people, they try to, love their people with money and so on and so forth. And that also another level to our money mindset stuff. But it's also, it feels like, because I don't think that all of the influencers are bad, and I don't think just like it's like that just the Instagram is just a tool. Also, they reacted to certain things in certain way and made rules like you can't use dreams come true because they think that you are deceiving. So they don't even think about that it is possible, and you are not deceiving people. But at the end of the day, it feels like no matter what you do is the intention behind it.
Yeah, so the thing is, if Instagram is a platform made to promote the beautiful, dreamy lifestyle and is not allowing you to say that the dreamy lifestyle that we all dream of is true, what are you saying?
Yeah, what's going on there, eh? Yep. No
So, I
comment
mean,
there.
I love it. I just love it, you know. That's why
Yeah.
I wanted you to tell this story at the beginning.
Yeah. And there are so many things, that you see these days crumbling, right? And I kind of like to see that, and obviously it's not good for everyone, but so many structures are crumbling, so many people are waking up that the way how we operate it is not good anymore, right? The way how we raise children is not good anymore. The way how we handle money, how we manage our jobs, how we create jobs and how we earn money is not good, right? How we save money, how we, it's like there are so many things that are crumbling in all areas of our lives. It's just somewhere beautiful to see that change is coming. Change is always, not
So,
always.
so Agnes, for example, back to let's say some big influencers, they believe that because the society and this game of influencer marketing
Yeah.
thing puts in their head, says that. So they believe that their value and the measure of their success is how many PAs or secretaries or assistants they have, even in taking care of their kids. Like, for example, I know, because I've been told so, that even in, in the WhatsApp groups with moms and parents, some people are just putting their nannies or their office assistants
Okay.
um, because, yeah, maybe probably they are busy, but I guess every other parent is going to be busy as well. But at least you will
Wow.
think that you would want to know firsthand what is happening, with your kids. Maybe you may be busy, so it's good that you have somebody helping you in, I don't know, picking them up at school when you are somewhere else. So there is no issue with that. But the fact that you are not even involved in the important
Conversation.
things, or yeah, in the conversations, and that maybe you don't even know, you don't even understand, you don't even see that your kids are the ones that are excluded by the other kids from playing with them. Or maybe you don't even see that your kids would love to be picked up at school by you, not by the nanny, because everybody else as their parents coming there and being there when they need them or when they want to be with them. So that's the thing. What do really kids want? Is not the fame and success. They are not proud of these aspects in their parents. I mean, this can be part of it, but that is not fulfilling the gaps in their emotional well-being when they are left alone, or when the mother or the father are not with them, when they are even, bullied because of something, let's say, bad the parents had to do on Instagram, in the TV show, or whatever it is, for the sake of the fame, the power, and the money. And Instagram is not telling you this, but we that are talking to the kids and that are talking to the families and are talking to real people, we see that, we get that. We are being told about this all the time, even by the kids.
Yeah, it's yeah. So the contradiction is always what is, what is hard. Yeah.
So just to say to all the people that want to know more about themselves, want to manifest big mansions and money, that's okay. I mean, or maybe even big, famous, be on the TV show or the big screen or in the movies. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But why are you doing it? What are you choosing to be? What choices are you making? What are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? And when you come to the Theta Healing classes, the intention of why you are willing to acquire and to get these tools and memories of your powers back is what makes the difference in your manifestations.
Awesome.
That's it.
Awesome.
Because even let's send a lot of gratitude and a lot of love to these public people that probably have been manipulated themselves in the first place, because now that they have all the fame, the money that they could possibly have in the world, but are they really happy when your own kids are not really respecting you, are not really proud of you, are not really happy to talk about you with their friends because they hear the comments? And not just because the kids are, making bad comments because they are bad kids. No, because this is actually what your behavior is. So you are choosing to behave in a certain way. You have the responsibility of everything that comes with it. In the same way, you are manifesting or asking for trillions of dollars. Okay, with greed, with love, with generosity, with, what is the pure intent behind that? Because that is going to be the manifestation that you will get.
Okay. So in May, we will start the basic Theta Healing course. So join us if you are interested. We would love to have you. It's an invitation. If you are wanting to go deeper, if you want to heal yourself, if you want to help your family, if this is something that you feel is your calling, or maybe even want to start a new path or chapter of your life, then this is definitely for you. Join us, let us know in the comments, and share also your limiting beliefs. What are your thoughts around these topics? What are the things that came up throughout our conversation? Because that's how it works, doesn't it? It's like we are talking about topics, and that sparks interest, and that sparks your own little limiting beliefs or affirmations or whatever, and that's what we are working with later on, right?
Yeah, can I also add something on the Theta Healing classes?
Mm-hmm.
So, as a teacher, by contract, to respect the Theta Healing organization, I need to charge a minimum amount for the class. And of course, Vaiana, the creator or the channeler, let's say, of the healing modality, did that because a lot of Theta healers had some issues asking money for the healings. And she said, yeah, but still, we live in a world that is using money as a tool. So don't take it good, don't take it bad, just use it as a tool. Because also you have invested a lot of your resources to get here. You are investing a lot of time to do these kind of things, even money if you have to travel, even technical tools to work online. Most of them are not always for free. So and also there are a lot of people still with the belief that if they don't pay for something, it's not worth it. So this is the reason why, as teachers, we cannot give the Theta Healing class for free, which is something that has always been triggering me, because I'm like, I don't. This thing does not really resonate with me, and I know is not the ultimate truth for everything that we have said and done. But I need to go with the rules, and this is also the reason why I do apply the minimum charge to the classes, and also it is the reason why I try to do as many free healing contents and explanations about Theta Healing in person, online, as I can possibly do. I even use the Theta Healing tools when I'm in school with kids. Or when I talk to people, or when I do sessions. Sometimes I do free sessions, and I just teach them how to do them. So the class about Theta Healing is important because you will free yourself from the need to pay somebody else for your healing therapy. I mean, Are you going to the psychologist who is charging you, I don't know how much money? Are you going to the doctor who is charging you, I don't know how much money for prescribing you a medicine? I mean, how many people are you paying that you really don't need to? So just pay this money for yourself. Just get these tools and knowledge, and then you have the key forever. So this is the thing. This is the thing I wanted to say, because I have, maybe you don't know, how many times I have been told, oh, you need to work on your money issue. Oh, you need to, oh, yeah. And I'm like, it's not my money issue, it's your money issue, guys. Because if it was for me, in this world we will never have money, because it's such a stupid thing. And our lives and our happiness will not depend on money, because it's not the law of the universe. But yeah, some people still they don't get it. So hopefully with these videos, with these classes and courses and teachings and conversations and events that we do, we are cleansing these energies, these old beliefs at some point. So this is what I wanted to say. So you don't know how many times I have been bullied by people valuing the money so much more than the essence and the connection that we all have since the beginning of eternity. So yeah, that's it. And you know what? If you really get the messages in this video, you don't really need to take the Theta Healing class. You can just do it. If you really get what this video is telling you on different levels, you don't need that. You don't need to take the class. Of course, sometimes you need somebody else's help. I still need other people helping me on, some deep issues or beliefs and things that I am not able to see, because I'm still wired like this on something. So I need somebody else to look at this from a different perspective and tell me, oh yeah, I see this. Okay, so let's clean this light. Perfect, thank you. So this is the genuine help and genuine therapy that we can receive from somebody else. And yes, you can reward it with the money, you can reward it with your gratitude. You can, and also practitioners, teachers, and doctors, and all kinds of professionals should be able to use gratitude and joy that they receive and they put in their own energy field as currency. I am able to do it. Unfortunately, the supermarket ladies sometimes, usually, is not able to get it, but sometimes they do. Because how many times, if you think about that, how many times have you received some discounts or free gifts or little presents from shops, from business activities? I mean, this is manifesting a world that is based on the currency of love, joy, and gratitude. because they understand that what you are giving the other person is exactly what you are receiving. So you are already at balance. When I heal, I am not the healer. The energy of the creator is the healer. I'm just the channeler or the teacher or the facilitator of the process. But let's say when I do a healing on somebody, I receive that healing back into my energy field because we are all entangled like this. This is another level of complexity that a lot of people cannot see. But the entanglement between every single of us is there. So when I'm able to activate some good energies in somebody else by doing a healing, I'm already receiving the same or even the same multiplied by a number in my own energy field. And that is already a surplus of value of, everything. So if everybody could learn to think and to see everything in this way, you will know that we are already trillionaires and beyond. So that is the challenge in this transition time that we are going through. So hopefully this video, other experiences, other conversation, even a Theta healing class or another therapy session with your psychologist or a conversation with a friend, or maybe just a dream that you are receiving, or anything from the universe can make you realize this and make you aware of this. When we will be on this level, we will live in a pure, abundant world. Actually, if you are ready to see it now, and you're ready and willing and making choices every day to believe that you are already living in this kind of world, this is the world that you are already living in.
Fabulous. Let's do that. Let's do that. Thank you very much. Look forward to the other episodes of the series of the Manifesting Abundance Theta healing sessions, and hope to see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.